When I started my first YouTube automation channel, I tried several different approaches until I found the right one for high quality voiceovers that actually worked. Now, initially, the idea of voiceover seemed challenging, but I've come to realize that it's really all about learning and refining a new skill. I want to share with you what I learned during this journey, which will help you craft the perfect voiceovers for your content. After all, the voiceover is often the most important part of the YouTube automation video because people will actually tolerate bad video graphics if the story in the video and the content within it is good. But they won't stick around long for bad audio, so here's 5 things that you should consider when you're creating your voiceovers. First things first is deciding who's actually going to be the voice of your content. While hiring a pro voiceover artist sounds great, it's not always practical, especially when you're just starting, and many creators, including myself, start by using their own voices and then change later. After all, who knows your content and the voice that you kind of want to speak through better than you? Although you can obviously outsource in the future, but you can do that right from the start as well. You can find high quality voiceover artists on places like Fiverr, Upwork, and a number of other freelance websites. Now, a common worry if you do plan to record your own voiceovers is that you're going to be recognized. If that is a concern for you, you don't have to worry because there's an easy fix. Video editing softwares like Premiere Pro or even ones like Shotcut that are free can tweak your voice without really messing up the sound too much. That way you can remain anonymous without losing clarity. A quick YouTube tutorial that's like 5 minutes on how you can alter your voice slightly in Adobe Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro, Shotcut. Literally any editor will allow you to do this. Now, furthermore, if you're still unsure about using your voice or you want a different style, text-to-speech software can be a great option in some aspects. I've used Microsoft Word's Read Aloud feature because it's free. It actually works pretty decently, and it's pretty straightforward to use. You just literally highlight it, right-click, and have it read your script while you record it. Now, for recording the audio, I'll use Screencast-O-Matic while it's actually reading, and that is a tool that lets you record up to 10 minutes for free. You can upgrade and pay the fee if you want to constantly record videos that are longer than 10 minutes, but you don't have to. Now, keep in mind that while recording AI voiceovers with things like Word or ttsreader.com, or Murf is another good one that's paid that I recommend, it will jeopardize the long-term potential of your channel because, in my opinion, people tend to connect more with human voiceovers overall, although I'm no stranger to understanding the fact that when you're just starting a channel and you're trying to test different niches, test different videos, and kind of see what works and hope that if you get traction, you can't afford to always go out and spend every single dollar that you have on a voiceover artist, on graphics, on a script writer. And so you can somewhat cut corners where you can, and this is one of those places, but keep in mind that it is not optimal, even though you might be able to get away with it. Now, once your voiceover is recorded, whether you outsource it to somebody, whether you record it yourself, or whether you do an AI voiceover, you'll need to obviously tidy it up a little bit, right? This means that you need to cut out any unnecessary pauses. And if you do decide to use Screencast-O-Matic, you can do this directly in that app after you record it, a lot like an editing software like Premiere Pro, for example. But if you do have an editing software like Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro, then it does kind of make it a little bit easier to download the actual voiceover and take it into one of those so you can expand it and make it more crisp and clean. Ultimately, creating a voiceover is a journey of exploration and learning for you, right? You got to figure out what works best for your niche, what works best for your videos, and ultimately what works best for your budget, right? Because like I said before, you want to potentially outsource all of these to a human or record them yourself. But if you don't have the time or you don't have the money to do so, then other options might be the best bet in the beginning. But whatever you do, the key thing here is you need to make sure that your voiceover connects with your audience and enhances your content. It's a simple yet powerful way to actually bring your YouTube videos to life. Do not sleep on this. The voiceover, in my opinion, is the #1 most important thing after the content.